Spring Summit today has been wonderful. We were truly amazed by the number of people and the number of corporate partners that Plug and Play has put together for us to present.
I think the number one thing about being part of Plug and Play is the community here. The ability you have to interact not only with other startups but with corporates and understanding where they're thinking is right now is invaluable.
We're focused on fintech, and as you know, those companies can be, as we like to say, somewhat traditional dinosaurs that stick with the same technology that they've used for 20-something years. And we see that though in many industries across the board. And I think that especially for people living in the Bay Area and the Silicon Valley, technology and startups, it's a buzzword, it's an everyday word. So we don't even think of it as anything that other industries wouldn't know of. But a lot of these companies sitting outside of the Silicon Valley are trying to say, hey, we know we need to update. For us to stay relevant to today's mobile customers, we need to change our game. We need to change what we're doing. But how do they do that if they have no exposure to this area that we are so used to?
A big part of my role when I joined was to figure out how an organization our size could have meaningful engagement with startups. Great people, great networking. It's always great to have the opportunity to see a lot of the other corporate partners, as well as just different people who come in from the local area.
2 words, curated deal flow. Plug and Play is about curation. It's not a co-working space. It's about heavily selecting both the corporates as well as the fintechs and other parties that play here. And deal flow, because that is the main focus of Plug and Play. It's about delivering innovation. That's what sets it apart from all of the other accelerators. At the end of the day, it's not about whether you've bid into an accelerator and whether you've won an award. It's actually about whether you, after 1 year, have done 5 POCs, whether you've got 7 projects, or whether you've got 10 versus 0. And that's what's so great about Plug and Play.
A lot has changed over the past 10 years. 10 years ago, big banks were sort of scoffing at the idea of partnering with fintechs. Obviously, as proven today with the batch and with the success of the fintech program at Plug and Play, banks and partners are very interested to embrace this innovation. And I think that is because the landscape is becoming more digital and the friction for banks to change is becoming harder and more difficult.
Well, I think banking is certainly being disrupted, and so what is a bank in the future? What are the financial needs of customers? I think that's the problem in banking. We still have a traditional view of what we're going to look like in the future, and it's going to be very different. So getting involved with the startups is really giving us a window into what that future looks like, and what we need to do is disrupt our own business model to be relevant.
We currently right now don't have the resources to build our own accelerator or even get close to the reach that an organization like Plug and Play already has built up over the years. So we kind of wanted to just jump into a network and hit the ground running. We're trying to grow the ecosystem around Plug and Play and Hitachi. I think there's going to be some consolidation, hopefully, and some sort of fintech stars emerging.
My favorite part is always the one-on-one meetings. The ability to just sit down with someone in an environment that we both know is safe and we can actually flesh out the problems that we both want to address. That's been the best part of it, hands down, for me. It's really interesting to see everyone's pitch when we first applied and everyone's pitch now. It was all so tight and so crisp. I had no idea that we were going to win. Everyone's clearly put in as much or more time than I have, so it's a huge honor to be voted people's choice.